Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Grant A. Miller, and this is the K Drama podcast where we review the K drama, the Korean dramas that are now out on Netflix. I was going to say NetSuite. That's what I work. That's the company I work for, Netflix. And what we do is we hope to the hope of this podcast is to give you a general understanding of the show and the what it's going to be about. Because as an American, we may not quite understand the Korean, and so it takes a couple episodes to really get. So this show is supposed to, I hope, hopefully, going to give you an overview of what the show is. There are no spoilers, and so it gives you an overview. So it helps with the starting of the show when you watch it to kind of get an idea and a feel for it. So this week, we are going to review the extraordinary Attorney Woo. I got to tell you, this was absolutely fun, um, enjoyable, tear jerking, just a beautiful rom-com, romantic comedy that I thoroughly enjoyed. It stars Park Yu Bin as Woo Young Woo, who is an autistic uh, person. Now, she's a highly functional, in the spectrum of highly functional, but she still has some quirks. Now, honestly, I had my reservations before watching it. My own family, my youngest brother, is mentally handicapped. I have friends whose children are autistic, so I was a bit a little too close for home for me when I first was thinking about watching the show. But I'm glad I did because the writers, the actors were extraordinary. They took wonderful care in their preparations to truly reflect uh, life as an autistic person, and I did a great job. They did a great job, and I just was very happy with this show and the portrayals and really big kudos not only to the lead Park Yu Bin but to the writers and the supporting cast who all did such a fantastic job with this. So yeah. Anyway, the show ran. Start off with some facts. The show ran in 2022 from June 29th to August 18th. It was run on the ETN network, ENA network. I'm sorry, and that is a pay-per-view type of network in Korea. And it was one of their highest rated shows. And the finale got 17.5 of the nationwide audience, which is quite good. Quite good. They won a number of awards and all. It deals with a young woman who born autistic. They show her young life. Her first words were legal. The very first time she spoke, she spit out some legal jargon, and she was just a genius, photographic memory, and she just loved law. And that's all she read. All the law books she read. When you see lawyers, kind of like this, you see lawyer offices with all these books. She read them all and she memorized them all. So, quite a genius. But because she's autistic, she has quite a few quirks, and her mannerisms are not, typical. And it's a little, when you first are introduced to her, it's a little off-putting. Um, she has a single dad, which has an interesting backstory. Again, for me, I coming into it, it was pretty close to home, right? So, but boy, they did a great job, great writing on this show. She finished top in her class, in and she passed the bar, almost perfect scores, but yet she couldn't get hired by anyone. And you think about the discrimination, prejudice, like if this had been like what they call a neurotypical person, they would have been hired like that, coming out of a Harvard, Yale type of school in Korea. They would have been hired, it's snatched right up, as I've heard say. um, but she wasn't for 6 months. She had no job, and her dad and she was really fretting that nobody's going to hire her, even though she's like so good. But then the CEO of Bada came by. She knew the dad, and she offered uh, Yu Wong Yu a job, and Um, and so that's how the story starts. Now, interestingly, the CEO of Hambada, and the reason for her hiring her, there's motives. I'm not going to spoil it, but very interesting stuff. I love the twists and the plot twists, and you know, and well, when we talk about Woo Young Woo, when she introduces herself, she says Woo Young Woo, but her name is what I think is called like a Panama, where it's like forwards and backwards is the same, kind of like kayak, right? Kayak is read both the same forwards and backwards. Um, and so what she does is that she says her name, but then she says just like then she'll say those type of similar words like kayak, and she does it all in Korean. When you see the subtitles, you'll see these like different words that they put up there, which are in English, but they're the pantomime English words, not what's coming off the Korean. Like in the Korean, she's saying goose and other things, Swiss, that are like forwards and backwards are the same, but they don't. That's not how Swiss is not the same in English, forwards and backwards. So, but anyway, there's always a little typical little quirk that she does, which is always kind of amusing. At first, when you see it, like I said, it's a little off-putting. It's like, what is going on? But then, as you get to know her, these are just kind of, they become, you actually really kind of like them. It's what makes her her. Um, she has this fascination with whales. Now, I love whales too. I've got like 25 books on whales. So that to me was one thing that really kind of caught me because I love whales. And so as she was, and I would make fun with my wife because like when Tony Wu was thinking about like the humpback whale or the blue whale and spitting off these facts, I would, that's right. I'd have to go tell my wife, who was quite annoyed, quite annoyed. But that's what husbands are for. Um, you know, uh, she joins the law firm, and of course, there's prejudice right away. Some people think, oh, it's nepotism because her the CEO knew her dad. Others think it's like, oh, or just charity. There's a lot of prejudice, but she proves herself, and if you're watching this as an American, the first, I would say, two episodes, just get through them, right? Just watch, get through them, and then it'll all start to click. Everything will start to come into understanding and into play. You'll start to get it. So, but it does start slow. So that's why I hope these helps. Like when they start, you're going to see her as a young girl, and the characters that are there are actually introduced. There's a law thing later on in the show where but just be patient, and hopefully when you're thinking about these things, you'll kind of know what's not that, like, again, no spoilers, but you kind of get the basis, so that it'll help you get through that. Her boss is a gentleman who his real name is Kang Ki Young, and he plays Jung Myung Suk. It's her boss, who at first, when he goes he goes over to the CEO. Why you putting her with my team? First of all, it's late in the game. It's already like 6 months past all the new rookies, and now you're just putting her in, and like quite a bit of a resentment. He was like, but he is very patient and very kind, and she proves her worth. One of the greatest things is what's called when she has a eureka moment, and that's when they're in a fix. The lawyers, they can't figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden she turns. It's great. She turns to the camera. They blow wind in her face so that her hair goes back, and then she dreams of like a humpback whale jumping out of the water, and then she just has this eureka moment where she just all of a sudden starts spitting out like Section 8253 of the Korean Code says blah blah, blah. And then she ends up being the hero and saving the day. Really, really fun. I love those moments. Uh, the you know, there are the bad guys. Like there's a lot of prejudice in the office, and so but people overcome it. It's great to watch. The supporting cast does a great job, and they start off, with negativity, and even the worst one, even the most prejudiced one, the guy well, again, I don't want to spoil it, but just have faith, and you all root for him. It's like you get really happy for the supporting cast, and so that's why it's so I'm going to say the word fulfilling, and and the last episode. I hope you enjoy that. Um, for me, oh, and then of course the rival company that is trying to switch her over after they see how good she is. Um, you'll find out that the CEO of the rival company is really is a huge, great plot twist and bad. At first a really bad guy, girl, actually, lady, bad lady. Um, anyway, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's fun. For me, um, things I liked. Number one, the cases. The cases were good. It was like real law. I kind of my problem with like American law shows is that they get into these like fanciful, like crazy things. It's like but this one kept it real. Like, and then you people, oh, it was boring. I'm sure like writers will go, oh, it's boring. Nobody wants to watch that. Hey, a little thing for American writers of law, it's fine. Keep it boring, because you can really enrich the law, and that's what this show does. It enriches the law so that it actually you really like it. I liked what they did. The cases that they had were really. Oh, there's one case I'm not again. I can't really say it, but man, was it good. It was so realistic. It's like I know people like that. So um, finally, for me, if I could have any criticism, it's that it ended too soon. It was 16 episodes, and I was left wanting more. Um, it didn't end bad. It wasn't like like the one where the writers kind of ran out of money and they just wrapped it up. um, it it ended nice. I'll say that it ended nice. So no crazy like sad ending. It's a nice ending. But I want more. It's like it's just like too soon. And so the rumors are that they're going to come back and make another season two. I hope so. I hope they do. I hope they can. I know there's a lot to it. You got to get the stars, you got to get the writers, you got to get the budget, and then somebody to pay for it, etc. I know it's not easy, but this show really does deserve a season two, season three, season four because it's really that good. So let's cross our fingers. I mean, it's 2022. It was made. It's 2026. It's been 4 years. So come on, guys. Now's the time to do it. You don't want too much time to go past. So let's just hope that they do. Anyway, the extraordinary Attorney Wu. Uh, Fantastic. Hope you watch it. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much, all. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back with the next one. Cheers.